Ah! It occurs to me I'll be drawing with a controller today, but you know what? Sometimes we just say fuck it. And we roll with controller art. Listen, I'm gonna be really buckling down with trying to make my streams as good as of quality as possible in June and onward, but we're still phoning it in right now. Thank you for the 5 bits, Shadow Mage. It helps a lot. That's the other thing. Something I want to do is Miss Penny Snaps Cube has something like this, or at least she did at some point, where like she kind of had a monthly bar to show, like, you know, to be like, hey, I need this amount of donos to like live. And I was thinking of, you know, when I'm back and presumably jobless, that, but just like not to live, just like a Twitch payout, just so that I don't have to mention it. It's just there at the bottom and people know it's like, oh hey, because I feel like I end up mentioning like, hey, we're close to one, and like I don't like doing that. I was actually talking to friends. They're like, you gotta stop not taking money, and I was like, I don't think I not take money, but I absolutely know what you mean. So, hello Shadow Mage, hello Riku. So yeah, I had an epiphany the other day. I was considering doing a different fan art, but I think I'm just gonna get to that. What was I thinking of? Sometime. I'm not muted. Okay, I was about to say. Sometime later. But I had an epiphany the other day where I was like, oh, Luisa Madrigal and Charlotte Katakuri are the same character in 2 different pieces of media. We cream for those these days. Cream for what? What creams? Oh my good, that is quite the emote juice. Hello juice, hello Paula. Epiphanies, no. You're thinking of eczema. Epiphanies are the big gray things that live in Africa. Thanks, I'll be here all week. I hope so, Paula, because I appreciate you. Anyway, oh, I have to... Yeah, I literally just made this file. Y'all know what is good? Sleep. I fucking love sleep. The people on the internet out there who are like, ew, sleep, I really can't get with y'all. Y'all, not at all. Now listen, Louisa's big, but One Piece has a lot of comically tall people. So I think honestly she'd be like this tall next to Katakuri. Maybe even maybe like half her size. Luffy is like down here. Because again, Luis is pretty big. But I think Katakuri is like 10 feet tall. Which, like, I mean, to be fair, his mother is naturally like 20 feet tall. So that it makes sense. Luffy is 6 feet? Luffy is not 6 feet tall. Shut up. Luffy height. Luffy is 5'8". Luffy is a little bit under 6 feet. I mean, it's all kind of relative. Let's see, how tall is Louisa? Height. Louisa is 6'5". So yeah, she stands up to Katakuri a bit. Instagram lied to me. It really did. I was about to say, like, again, yeah, One Piece is filled with comically tall people. Luffy is not 6 feet tall. Cause even next to a lot of the more reasonably drawn people in One Piece, he's still a bit of a short stack. I can accept that, like, I, for example, would be very short in the One Piece world, but Luffy is particularly tiny. He's also the second youngest member of his own crew. That is true. But to be fair, Juice, he would need like an apparatus to do that cuz he's rubber. So like he wouldn't be able to maintain it as far as I know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But like wouldn't he like snap, like he would stretch out to that height and then snap right back. Who knows? Who cares? Chiro in this world. Listen, height is all whatever. You want to know what's great about being short? Like, going back to sleep? Being able to fit in a bed. Fucking being able to sleep. My feet hang off the end of my bed if I'm not in the fetal position. So I'm just always sleeping in the fetal position. Fucking Luisa's got cannons for arms. Now, I want to be clear about something. Luisa and Katakuri would be friends. But I was thinking about comparing their powers. And I don't think Katakuri... I think, as far as I know, or at least as far as the internet has led me to believe, and some scenes from the movie, Luisa is like... On top of her super strength, she's like invincible. Like Luke Cage style invincible. Where her skin will not break. So I actually don't, like, she would not be able to hit Katakuri. But Katakuri I don't think would be able to hurt her. Not at least like, what was I thinking of? Not at least like, you know, the way he normally hurts people. it would take more doing than he is used to. Katakuri is used to things being pretty easy in terms of fist fighting. And no doubt Luisa would prove a match. But at the same time, you know, that's cartoons. I'm a big fan of cartoons, and I stand by that because nothing beats a cartoon. They had to make a plot device for that in Roger Rabbit. In Roger Rabbit, they said, well, nothing hurts cartoon characters, so thus we must invent something that can hurt a cartoon character. And it never exists anywhere else, so... Yeah, exactly. And diamonds. Like, specifically... Besides the fact that she lifts entire buildings in that movie, I'm thinking of during her own song, where she throws boulders up into the boulders bigger than her, up into the air, only for them to come down and break off of her, and she is completely unfazed. I don't think things hurt her. In fact, I think that's part of her character, is that she is not physically able to be harmed, but emotionally much softer. But that also plays into Katakuri. This is what I'm saying. Same character. Peak fiction. Because a lot of the Katakuri fight ends up kind of being psychological warfare after a certain point. So she'd get her fifis hurt. I think her fifis get tired. I guess they're not willing to show blood in a Disney movie, but... Exactly. And same with Katakuri, except it's more of a... With Katakuri, it's more of a metaphorical not being able to get hurt. He can be damaged. Yes. Well. I was thinking... I remember someone posted, it's like, in the 50s, every cartoon was about wanting the perfect marriage, because that's what everyone in that generation wanted. Now every cartoon is wanting an apology from the people who raised you. I mean, I'm also an older sibling, truth be told, but as much as I make sure to look after my younger sibling, we're both pretty independent, so I've never had like the pressure to be like superhero. Also, we are decently close in age, so there's very rarely anything happening where I'm that much more qualified to handle it than they are. I am the older one. Are you shocked about that, Juice? Because I'm incredibly antisocial and act like a man-child? Aw. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, right? Generational problems, because everyone's like, you're so mature, and it's like, ah, thanks. It's the trauma. You give off little brother vibes. I give off fucking mentally disturbed vibes. I think I need to shrink Luisa. I would love for Luisa to take up the entire fucking page, but she deserves it. And a rest. Yeah. These have the same things. I'm okay with her arm going off. This arm going off the page. Anyway. Encanto is one of the best movies Disney has made in over a decade, and One Piece is a fucking masterpiece. So I have no shame in drawing this art. This last arc of One Piece could be one of the worst thing Ichiro Oda's ever made, and the series overall would still be entirely worth reading 1,000 chapters of. And I do mean read. I was, as Juice and some of our other friends were watching One Piece in Discord at one point, and I was watching it, and there was a moment, I've read all of One Piece, so it was a moment I'd seen before, and Lord in heaven, like, pacing is hard in comics because inherently a reader can just go at whatever speed they want, but damn. But anyway, but yeah, pacing can be hard to kind of manage in comics just because people can go at whatever speed they want. So it's kind of like how much information you're giving, blah, 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 blah. But the episode we were watching in One Piece, they completely destroyed the pacing of a moment. Just fucking ground it up into coffee beans. Need 2 episodes, honestly. It's for the power of friendship. Not really. No friend. Everyone in that shot was not really friends as much as they were allies, acquaintances, close co-workers. Okay, I need other reference for this. I need to do Luisa justice. Superhero pose. Where is it? You know the one I mean. Ah, that one. I thought you meant about the one about me talking about destroying the pacing for the power of friendship. Anyway. Everyone want to hear my favorite Disney fact? Yeah, here it is. Favorite Disney fact. Disney expected Isabella to be the popular sibling out of was thinking of in Encanto. So they made a bunch of merch for her, and then everyone adored Luisa, and they were like, fuck. And then they had to make more Luisa merch. Which just shows that Disney executives are pretty out of touch with the modern generation. Shocking. I know. Shocking based off of a lot of their decisions, but it does appear to be true. That was the same thing with Frozen. Which, like, I don't think Frozen is bad, but Encanto's much better. But they were like, Anna will be popular with the kids. And then everyone loved Elsa, and they're like, fuck. Oh my lord, why have I been an affiliate for 3 years? I appreciate it, Pig, thank you. I appreciate my friend Pig for sticking around, but it also, I'm like, man, I've not accomplished very much in my time streaming. I've done okay, you know? You know, I haven't given up, and not everyone can say that. So, time is relative. So, and I've taken breaks here and there, so it's like, at the end of the day, it's all chill. But thank you, Pig. But yeah, I don't... It served. I mean, you could that's, if we're being honest, and I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, that's a lot of people's argument for most of the Disney worlds. Is that when you're in a Disney world in Kingdom Hearts, most plot doesn't happen. Serve marketing purposes. I wish they didn't try and like the only one of the biggest narrative problems I have with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I know, wow, we are not sticky on this. I want to talk about other things, but is the fact that they wanted to retcon the Princesses of Heart thing to make it more marketable, and I'm like, fuck that. So that is true, but that's not marketable. Anyway, getting off of that, yeah, for the life of me, what was I thinking of? I would not be able to figure out why Atlantis would have been cool, legitimately. Like I definitely like Treasure Planet more, but Atlantis would have been great for Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, I could not tell you why any human being would look at the two sets of siblings I named and think, oh, the popular ones will be the normal, the pretty bland, quirky, average girl, and the one who's kind of awful in the second act of the movie. I like Isabella in the first act of Encanto because she's largely just harmless. And it even serves the purpose of her arc later. Because, like, she's not a character. Like, we know literally nothing about her in the first act of the movie. She just stands there and be's pretty for most of the time. But then in the second act, she's just kind of incredibly fucking mean. Like I'm not. I like the Atlantis conversation, but I'm scared to touch Kingdom Hearts with a 10-foot pole. I might stream Kingdom Hearts at some point. I think it depends. I don't know if I've said it on stream, but I'm gonna be trying to stream some stuff that's better algorithmically. To try and help stream grow and stuff. It's still gonna be stuff I like. It's just like as before where I would just stream whatever the fuck I felt like. I'm gonna try and look at what's trending and be like, which of these games do I enjoy or think would be a good stream? You know what I mean? Like just give it a bit more thought than before. But Kingdom Hearts is always a good time, and I love playing the first Kingdom Hearts, so I still have to play Sonic 06. Hey, Pig. I need to send you the package, and I'm sorry about that. I just need to... Maybe... I was thinking about going out on Tuesday. I think I'm just gonna figure out my shipping woes on Tuesday. Because Hades might be good. Yeah. Okay, well... Okay. It's up to you. If you do want to use an emulator, I owe you money. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry we had that kerfuffle. I would love to play Hades. Especially, I am thinking about doing Elden Ring after Sekiro's done. Because that's algorithmically good. Do you not remember at all? We don't have to hash this out in public if you don't want. I mean, I know you're not, like, upset. I hope you're not. You'd have every right to be like, Cahill, what the heck? But to remind Pig, I was gonna send you my Xbox and copy of Sonic 06 to play on stream. You're like, oh, okay, let me help with shipping. And then I printed out the shipping label. I paid for it and printed out the shipping label, but never got a chance to send it because I moved the week I meant to send you the thing. And if you would not like it anymore, I understand, because I am the worst. And I will give you a full refund. I mean, we can just talk about this, you know, in DMs and stuff like that. Because I'm not sure. It's a whole thing, and I apologize. Life took it completely away from me, and I was too dumb to fix it beforehand. That is my B. I gotta make Katakuri's tits fucking huge. But Pig, I do want to give you a genuine apology. I will follow up later on this to ask you what you think would be best. Not as big as... I mean, statistically, yes, they are. Juice, you're not at Whole Cake. Let me tease it with this. They 100% are. I think Oda might have done it on purpose. Yeah. Well, Pig, the thing I want to ask, like, if you have legitimately found a way to emulate it better than streaming it from Xbox, then I will give you the money you gave me back. And then we'll call it square. And then I don't know. I'll fucking even like gift you subs and shit because I owe you an apology in my eyes. But Juice, listen. Look at this. This is a crappy drawing of Katakuri. This man is fucking wide. He's a If Zora's built like a brick shit house, fucking Katakuri is a brick Goliath. I'm not kidding. Katakuri, I've said this to friends a lot. Katakuri is what got me into One Piece, kind of. Because when I was in high school, Whole Cake, the anime, was coming out, and Luffy's fight with him was like a big event happening, and like I didn't know One Piece, but I was like, this is cool. I kept up with it. I was like, I know vaguely of One Piece, but what's happening here seems neat. And he does not disappoint. I don't want to hype him up too much, because it kind of, like, traumatized older sibling is not my favorite character trope. Like, I love these guys. They're just not my favorites in either one. Luisa might be my favorite in Kanto. But Camilla exists. Oh, no, that's Camilo. Who's Camilo's sister? Other name. Let's see. Oh, Dolores. I was thinking of Dolores. I switched up the sibling names. Dolores is amazing, and her verses are great. Anyway. But they do hold a special place in my heart. But also, it would be completely okay if you just, like, do not get the hype around these characters. Because it's something, it's like, you kind of got to be attached to them to a degree. So if you're like, I don't really vibe with their motives, then you're like, well, then yeah, there won't be much here for you. They're both doing a kneeling pose. Katakuri is just, again, 10 feet fucking tall. And most of that is leg. Most of that is leg. But yeah. What is playing? Oh, Nintendo elevator music. I can get down with that. But yeah. I mean, honestly, if I can plan it out right, then when I move back home, then what I can do is finish Sekiro, do Elden Ring, do other plans I have, maybe do Hades 1 and then Hades 2 when it comes out, etc, etc, etc. I should make a stream trailer video, and one of the reviews should be Juice uses it as a sleep aid. They are doing a second. They are. And you play as Lady! The basis for the argument that all my friends think I'm trans is that I love playing as ladies. And they're like, Cahill, just accept it. It's like, no, I just like strong women. I like big girls, little kitty girls, really witty girls, singing ditty girls. I like the leggy girls with the big thighs. I'm not gonna do the rest of the song, but strong ladies are fantastic. Listen, to a degree it's important, because, like, I mean, liking strong women and choosing to be them is a different thing. Oh my god. We're not getting into this on stream. But, what was I just thinking of? Katakuri, you go off the frame. Even massiver. I mean, I think it's great for multiple reasons, but more gender options in any video game is always just gonna be great. There's never it's not even an argument, because, like, you don't want to customize your character to the extreme. Yeah, if I just make myself an Elden Ring, I'm not gonna be a hot knight. I'm just gonna be a dork with a shield. But, like, think about it this way. You couldn't be a girl in the original Pokemon. You ever think about that? Are you boy or girl? That didn't exist in the original Pokemon. That's so wild. That not even that long ago, even that simple option was not choosable. And as such, it's cool to take other options. To be like, what was I thinking of? To be like, I'm gonna be someone else. Someone different than who I am in real life. It's part of the fantasy. Fantasy. There's an article going around about if Link should talk in Tears of the Kingdom. And people were like, yes, you can have a quote-unquote silent protagonist who is still a character and talks. But then I saw someone be like, it would be cooler if he signed. And I completely agree with that. No, well, here, wait, Juice, here, let him cook. Juice shouldn't talk. I mean, Juice should talk. Ah, no! Juice, no! Wait, come back! I'm begging you! No, please! I'm sorry! No! I'm sorry! Please. Anyway, Link shouldn't talk. But sign language would be cooler, since I feel like, because at the end of the day, that's what a lot of people have interpreted different silent protagonist as, is just not talking, but unable to physically talk, that they are mute. And I think if Nintendo wanted to actually make a cool decision, then, you know, they'd be like, okay, Link can, you know, communicate and speak his mind, but he will do so via sign language. I imagine the harder part about that is that there are different kinds of sign language, which is stupid. Though, to be fair, if any character is going to do it, it should be Link, because Hyrule does have its own alphabet, and thus Link should just do his own sign language, you know? Give us HLS, HSL, Hylian sign language. Juice, please don't have actually stopped talking. I swear to God. Life is hard. Life is hard. Titty soft. Oh, you know what I was thinking about? What was the thing now? You know what I was thinking about with follower emotes? I love saying correct, like Plankton from the marching band episode of SpongeBob, and I was like, I should just make one of my characters doing that a follower emote, just like big letters underneath. Oh my lord, I keep forgetting to install an ad blocker because I am the worst. I am the worst. I am the brat worst. Oh, delicious. Your attacks will have no effect on me. I ate the sausage fruit. I'm a sausage man. Schnitzel. Mommy, I want a schnitzel stick. Schnitzel, your favorite treat for little girls and boys to eat. Schnitzel man will serve them quick. It's a schnitzel on a stick. No more spoons. Use your hands, says the friendly schnitzel man. And I forget the rest. Schnitzel. I've never had schnitzel before. I should give it a try. I legit... What was I thinking of? Legitimately, I love that the, like... I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. All ladies in Encanto are wearing skirts, and I like it purely for the reason that I feel like they just did it to animate it. You know what I mean? The choice was made to have them all be wearing skirts purely for the big flary actions they do through a lot of the movie. And I can get behind that. I've talked before about, like, I get bored with how, like, in the early 2000s, Toy Story and to an extent Shrek changed the landscape of feature animation by making everyone think that so long as you do a 3D animated film, it will be successful and good, which is not the case. And in fact, I got really sick of seeing the same fucking looking cartoon over and over again. And with that in mind, Encanto is a 3D animated film that, not like Spider-Verse, like, it still kind of has the same style, but I think it is just the more impressively animated of the bunch. Yes. Well, I also knew it was because it took place in, like, Colombia and stuff like that. But still. I mean, I don't think... I know there's some kind of history stuff with Encanto, but... if I'm being honest, I don't really think it takes place anywhere realistic outside of, you know, magical Colombia, which is different from regular Colombia, which adheres to the laws of science. Icky science. No, thank you. It's not like Encanto opens and they're like, 1832, Colombia. They give you coordinates. And they're like, this place specifically. That is true. I don't know. Okay, but it does it? Does it open with a date? I mean, I know there's... because that's like, Abuela's backstory. But... during a huge... that took place. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know. It just never really plays into the... it plays into, like, the premise. But in terms of, like, the modern setting of the movie. All I really think the history did was give Abuela her motivations. But that's me. But that's just me. I'm trying to find a way to kind of tiptoe around the subject, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll just like talk about it. I legitimately like Encanto and its ending, and for that matter, the Owl House. Minor spoilers for how they handle redeeming villains and stuff like that. Because When Encanto came out, there was a lot of people being like, no, the old woman needs to die. And I'm like, even if she didn't get a happy ending, it's it's not fair to do something along the lines of killing her off, because that's not really how you handle or should handle a family conflict. You know what I mean? Like, the family dynamic of the movie is the realistic grounding of it, and um, the magical powers are more so just, what was I thinking of? Are like the hook and the the way to make it kind of like more fun than just watching a family drama. Um, then it's time for her to pay. I mean, to a degree, yes, but this is what I'm saying. Like, even in the worst case scenario, you don't. I don't know why I have to say don't murder your grandma, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the big, I do think the valid criticism is they wrapped it up real quick, like for sure. Um, but I still think it's like, at the end of the day, it's just kind of being like, maybe I'm speaking from personal history. Who knows? Who cares? But it's just shorthand for just like, we had this problem we were ignoring for a long time because that's how our family was. But now we have to talk about it and hopefully improve things. And again, the movie just kind of, what was I thinking of? Kind of overlooks it a bit in the last few minutes of the film, but I do think I don't want to say not effort, but like, imagery, vibes. The vibes are there. And again, that's a happy ending, but obviously sometimes blood family ain't all it's cracked up to be. That's what One Piece is about. And in that case, you kind of just cut them off. That's the other way to handle it. It's just like, okay, you're not committed to making things better, so we'll just like not interact from now on. Yeah, exactly. And Owl House kind of, in its last episode that premiered not too long ago, tackled that too, where it's like, yeah, there's lots of people who can end up being better. But there's also some people who are not as good. And if I'm being honest, that's one of the things that has helped solidify my super high opinion of that show, because I don't think enough shows tackle that of just like, yeah, some people can do better and some people just actively choose not to, and thus, those are different situations. And at the end of the day, that's kind of the problem I had with Steven Universe at the end, because I was like, I mean, I'm not the only one who's noticed it. A lot of people were like, hey. So everyone's just like cool with these guys now. They did some awful, awful things. And in fact, they're still not great. But it's all cool. I'm not even saying it's outright bad. I'm just saying I think the metaphor and other things are fumbled a bit in that last bit. I do kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like there was a better way of handling this. I mean, maybe it's just my own, And to be fair, I will say, Steven Universe Future did fix some of those issues legitimately. Not all of them, but some of them. um, but you know, in my mind, in writing, it's like if a villain has gone and done a murder of a good person, then at that point I'm like, oh, you have forfeit your redemption card. You could have gotten a redemption arc, but you have crossed the line, and now even if you realize the error of your ways, all that is left is for you to pay for your actions. And the villains of Steven Universe, they've done a few. They've committed a few murders in on multiple levels. Among, again, other crimes. And that makes me be like, we're really just kind of rolling, okay. We're just gonna be like, we're just gonna be cool with it. So, I don't know. If anything, I feel like the big takeaway from this conversation should not at all be Steven Universe done bad. It should more be like redemption arcs are tricky, and even more so that not every character deserves or needs one. You know, similar to talking about how everyone in my generation wants an apology from the older generation. Everyone in my generation grew up on fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that set our expectations real high with Zuko. But not everyone's Zuko, okay? Everyone's like, Zuko redemption arc, we need more. But you want to know something? I realized this rewatching Avatar. Zuko was already a protagonist before he got a redemption arc. Watching the first season, it becomes more clear the second season, but that's when his redemption arc starts, obviously. But like, we're already following him in the first season, which you don't realize how weird that is late, you know, for a bit, but like, he's the villain. You know, he's the villain of that first season, and yet we are like closely following and to a degree rooting for him as he's trekking through the world, which is weird given the fact that, you know, he's trying to kill our other protagonist. But then as he goes through his redemption arc, obviously it's like, we were following him because he was never really that bad of a guy. And maybe everyone else picked up on this the first time around, but I was like a kid. So I was picking up on, you know, nuanced writing techniques. But until bossing say, well, but the point I'm making is that Zuko's character and, you know, Zuko's character writing and the way he's treated in the earlier parts of the show help lead into his redemption arc, and thus is what makes it so great. Not every villain in a show deserves that. Sometimes they just need to pay for what they've done, even if it's as simple as you go in the timeout corner now, you know? Not everyone is like, you're part of the family now, we'll have good times. It's like, no, you burned down a children's hospital. You're gonna go in the naughty corner for a minute, you know? The time suspension naughty corner. I'm just saying, because when I'm like, what I'm trying to like paint it, because when I'm like, they need to pay, I'm sounding like another writing trope. I'm sounding like the anti-hero now. It's like, the only road for these villains is redemption or death, and it's like, no, they can live and maybe even be redeemed one day, but right now they've done some wrong stuff, so they shouldn't get their happy ending off the bat because of it. You know, the story. We should not leave them in a place where like everything's chill if they haven't taken the time to properly reconcile with what they've done. Which is to say that I'm just like, it just makes me think of the worst and worse an action is taken by a character as they are a villain, the less of a happy redemption arc they should get if they realize the error of the race. And I've said that, but yeah. Well, that's your corruption arc. That's a different thing, but absolutely. But then again, you could argue that's kind of the writing problem with Encanto, is that at the end of the day, things wrapped up so neatly, and it's like, no, Abuela did some decently not cool stuff in the history we know about, and thus we should see her pay a not she should pay we should see her, like, work harder. But again, fumbled a bit, but I think at the end of the day it's more about just like, it's less about kind of what she did and more about like, it was a problem the family wasn't talking about for a long time, and then they hashed it out. Because of that, he got the girl. Well, and Pig, I've talked about this. Pig's been going for Dragon Ball Super, and I like, if nothing else, Dragon Ball Super is great for Vegeta specifically, because Vegeta is not a good guy for 99% of Dragon Ball Z. Some people might be like, after the Saiyan saga, right? It's like, no, he's an asshole to the last episodes of Z. 110%. The fact he always get his shit rocked by the villain and Goku is absolutely on purpose and a 100% deserved. And that's where Super comes in, because by the end of Z, he's kind of realized where he's gone wrong and decided, you know what, I need to be better than this for the people I've grown to actually care about, including Goku to a degree. And there are unanimated parts of Super that where Vegeta literally delves into the fact that he did awful things at the start of and before Dragon Ball Z. Like, it is one, like, there are some manga arcs of Super unanimated, and people really adore them, and part of the reason why is because of Vegeta being like, I was an awful fucking person. And again, going back, Boo Saga is literally him going back to being a villain for a little bit. Like, it is literally showing, I am not a better person necessarily. Or rather, it's more of him being like, I recognize I am becoming a better person, and I am having a crisis about that. And when he kind of finally realizes where he's gone wrong with that midlife crisis and everything else he's done, it's literally a moment where he turns to Piccolo, and he's like, hey, so if I give up my life, you think I'm still going to hell? And Piccolo is like, you are 100% still going to hell. Vegeta's like, well, Yeah, I probably earned that. And then he still does it anyway. Which is just like, again, talking about like, you know, these characters needing time to pay for what they've done. Vegeta recognizing he is going to go to hell should he sacrifice his life in a fight, but still doing it anyway, knowing it's the right thing to do after all he's done. That works. Sure, death isn't much of a consequence in Dragon Ball, but ironically, that's kind of works best here because it means that after he gives up his own life, not confident in the fact he'll ever be brought back, like knowing he'll probably still end up in damnation for what he's done, Vegeta's still like, well, I'll do it anyway because fucking I've screwed the pooch enough already. That ends up what helps getting Vegeta redeemed. I need to do a thing real quick. Let me pull up OBS. I'm not even trying to be like, and Vegeta's is the best redemption arc ever. No. I'm just saying, there are legitimately good parts about it. And part of it being that, you know. But yeah. I need to figure out how to do email. Yeah, here it is. But yeah. I mean, at the end, that's what I'm talking about, though. Vegeta did awful stuff, and he. and his fucking. And if you're like, well, what got him redeemed? He died multiple times. Vegeta died like 2 or 3 times as penance for what he did. And all in decently awful ways. And also everyone recognizes that that death in Dragon Ball can be a bit of a non-threat given how, you know, the series works and shit. So with that in mind, his actions and his penances end up kind of, they don't, again, Vegeta's still not a great guy, but we've gone over the material, weighed what he's become versus what he's been, yada yada yada. Looking, I mean, there's literally a scene in the Buu saga after Vegeta dies again where he's in front of King Yema, which, like, it doesn't get more like on the nose than that. Like, imagine if there was a scene in any Western media where, like, a villain had died and they stood in front of St. Peter, and St. Peter was like, so you're still an asshole, but we need you, so we're gonna give you a second, you know? There's not much more obvious than that, so. Toriyama, bless his soul for how much he put into Dragon Ball and how tired he was by the time the Buu saga was really like, you know what? We're going all in on it. We're spelling it out. Yes, Vegeta is bad, but we're going to give him the chance to do right. At least little by little. I'm going to have the arbitrator of all good and evil in this world spell it out in front of the character's face. And that's fun. At the end of the day, I consider, I said One Piece a masterpiece. Dragon Ball's fun. there is a deeper conversation to be had about it, but if nothing else, it's fun. Sometimes you turn off your brain, sometimes you think about it. Ooh, I'm stretching. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a moment. Huh. Huh. I saw that. Disgusting pervert. What is I thinking of? In terms of living situation, I do think currently I have more cons than pros. But one pro is that the office I stream from will was thinking of has a bathroom around the corner as opposed to on a separate floor. So that's good. And that'll be very much the same when I move back. I am moving back basically into my mom's basement. But honestly, I like it better that way. Because if I can't live on my own yet, then I would like to just be as invisible as possible. I don't know if that's less sad or more sad. I guess it depends how you see it, but personally, I don't know. I just want to work hard, keep to myself, and make my way into getting that own place of mine. That's my life goal at the moment. I am technically still only a year out of college, but still. It's so weird when you compare, life journeys with other people. And it's not always the healthiest. So do not take after me. But, oh my lord. I was just thinking, famed YouTube animator Domix did a video about moving out, and he talks about how he did not move out of his parents' house for the longest time. And part of that was just to save up to get a nicer place. And I'm basically very much doing the same. I could move into a rat-infested den if I wanted to right now. I could stay in Florida if I wanted to, figure out something with like that, but I would be miserable. So I won't. I'll make it happen. Not to mention, it's so weird to think about because on top of everything else, like, I didn't move out for college, but even if I did, even if all other extenuating circumstances hadn't occurred, COVID still would have happened, and then I would have been right back in my parents' house. So, like, at that point, what are we even doing, So weird to think about. So weird to think about the changing goalpost that is life. But yeah. I was talking to Juice about this. I watched part because I still need to read all of Chainsaw Man. But I watched part of a video essay about it, and in it, the guy was talking about how Denji is a good protagonist because, as opposed to the dreamier protagonist of older shonen, Denji is kind of reflective of younger people now who are literally just looking for the bare minimum in order to kind of carve out their way in life. And all in all, it was kind of about how, like, rougher times can cause a bleaker outlook, and thus Denji's bleaker outlook is appealing. It did make me think because I'm really approaching my fiction in the direct opposite way, where I'm just like, things are bleak, let's have endless fun adventures with cute little characters, I do think the world could do with some more Kirby's. TB You know what I mean? Lots of tragedy. Not a lot of... There's one Kirby. There is... Statistically, if you were to look at all of time and space right now, one Kirby. And I think that's a crime. I think to really remedy our modern Outlaw Star. I do not know about Outlaw Star. Let me give it a quick Google. I might regret this. This definitely looks like more of a, I would argue, bleaker one. But absolutely. Unless it is, unless I'm just getting that, unless I'm literally judging a book by its cover here, and it is more sillier than I'm giving it credit for, which is completely the case with any piece of media. But I mean, and classic anime sci-fi, those usually. I got more business to do. Business. Yeah. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be so stressed about certain life things because at the end of the day, I'm still pretty young. As Old Man Pig would like to remind me. I'm not the decrepit old geezer that he is. And decrepit definitely is. I'm so sorry, Pig. Okay, there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Business. Thanks, Firefox. Very cool. Well, you got the part where Pig is a geezer. So, as far as I'm concerned, you picked up on all of it. You were there for all of stream. You heard me call Pig old. I didn't say anything else. The rest is stream. I should really just... I don't like that they fucking do this in Clip Studio Paint, where it's just like, ah, yes, we'll color in the line for you. We'll color in the space for you. There'll be a little outline of white for some reason. Because then as you press it again to fill in the white, it makes the lines you've drawn before harsher. Because it's like, we'll fill in those too. And it's like, no, wait. Please just be normal. So old. As opposed to the eternally young slime person that is Okie Dokie. Oak, I adore you. Oak, you're amazing. The best. Juicy, can we get a shout out for Oak? Oak. No, I'm old too. No. But like youthful, like a trendy, cooler old than Pig is. I feel bad. Me and Pig are friends though, so a bit of light banter. A bit of light banter. You know. Nothing wrong with that. Oh my goodness. Chat bullying me just because it was so incredibly ancient. It's true, Pig, but you have the wisdom of the trees. The tree wisdom. Honestly, I just need a vacation. I like to not think about life stuff for a minute. I love when I say vacation. Well, I hope you good luck with that project, and I appreciate the lurk, Oak. It's greatly appreciated. My friends out here supporting me so well. I could never say thank you enough. So thank you, but not enough. Never enough. I must thank friends more with sexual favors. That'll make it right. Just show a little bit of ankle. Anyway, yeah. It might be. What we are currently listening to, I still need to install Barry's thing, but I also need to install a fucking ad blocker. Yep, that was FF8. It's John Oath, Oeth, guitar. Final Fantasy Guitar Collection, Volume 2, John Oath. But no, it did appear to be the FF8 overall theme, from what I could tell from the name of that previous track. Also, I got this music, like, obviously it's from this Mr. John Oath, Oeth, but I first heard it from Feyren when I popped by one of their streams. Eyelashes. Eyes are fun. I think eyes and hands are fun. But that's just my opinion. That's just me being quirky. Also, when you're a digital artist, you can do this. Yeah, like that. And symmetry is important to human anatomy, so no shame. That's not bad. I think what I could actually do is make the eyebrows bigger. Oh my lord. Give her some more cheek and then bigger eyebrows. Show off them cheekbones, honey. If there's one thing you can do to make a drawing of a person look wild, it's to remove their eyebrows. Shade. So much forehead. So little eyebrow. Also, I will say, I don't like doing streams where it'll be like, what was I thinking of? Where I'll do like one thing and then another, one thing and then another, you know, like on and off again. But even though our next stream on Thursday will be Thursday? No, it is Thursday. Our next stream on Monday. Yes, I'm skipping Sunday stream. Will be more Sekiro. I'm gonna pack like a whole ass lunch for that one, because I think legitimately what happens with those kinds of streams is I just get worn the fuck down physically, especially when I forget to eat. And at that point, something like Guardian Ape comes along, and my body is like, we can't handle this. So with that in mind, I'll make sure to eat well, rest up beforehand. And I mean, we have everything we need, as far as I know, for Guardian Ape. I just need to farm some spirit emblems, but besides that, I will be A-okay. As long as my body cooperates in giving me the mechanics I need to beat that boss, then hopefully it won't take as many tries. I do review the VODs with stuff like that, and I was stuck on that boss for about 2 hours, a little under 2 hours on before, and I was like, should I remove this? And I was like, who cares? Anyone who comes by, get sleepy after I eat. I mean, I'm probably gonna pack like a PB&J sandwich, and I'll like mute my mic as I eat it. Maybe some snacks, but definitely breakfast beforehand. Because the reality is I'm gonna be doing a long stream, so I have to eat during it. Because ASMR mukbang Sekiro. Eating fried centipede after killing Guardian 8. That would actually... Damn. Wait. Should I do a maybe that's something... Maybe I put that in my back pocket for the future. See if I can get any centipede, like, candy or something. And then do a Sekiro stream where every time I die, I eat some centipede. That would be fun. I think that would be cool. I would... Oh, no. Should I... Trader Joe's carry bug. Bug. Bug, you say? Because for those of you who don't know, that is the stand-in for the undead in Sekiro. Granted, they're not nearly as rampant as the undead in Dark Souls, but like we saw it in the last stream that the what was I thinking of? That the giant ape has a centipede inside of it, and one of the NPCs at the Buddha shrine, the Buddha workshop, has a centipede keeping them alive. The lore, we don't have that. We have a different thing bringing us back from the dead each time. But in this world, in that world, there are infected creatures whose parasites bring them back from death each time. So I think doing a stream theme around that, where I have to eat part of a big old centipede, or maybe just an entire centipede if I get a small enough one. I think that might be that would be pretty fun. Sometimes I think it's hard to think of rewards for stuff. But thinking of something like that, I'm like, oh, that would be cool though. I will say, I was talking about the payout bar. I was thinking about having an understream when I get back, and are able to do more regular, consistent, quality streams. And I wasn't thinking about having a reward for each one of them, but what I was thinking about having is if I'm able to just be I've made money during streaming this month, then I will do a day of streaming, a long one. If people are into that and choose to support. Is up to chat, of course. But, at the end of the day, that's kind of the point of that, and also streaming games that hopefully are more relevant to Twitch's interest, Twitch at large's interest, is to grow the channel and hopefully, make it into something even more than what we've done so far. And I think a good way to give back for helping to support it might just be to make sure there's even more content. Well, that's what I was talking about before, though, Juice. Where it's fucking if I just wanted to play Twitch's game, I'd become a Fortnite streamer, and I might do some Fortnite streams because I like playing with friends. But I'm gonna still end up doing art and shit, among other things. So I'd rather look into what different popular games I also like, and then stream those as opposed to just selling my soul and letting Twitch decide what I stream. Twitch Corp. It's Apex Legends. Here's the thing. I am somewhat interested in Apex Legends, but what I would do for that, if we do a stream of that, and let me know if y'all are interested, is I would like to collab with someone, like, because there's a couple people in the community, the larger watch community, that do Apex Legends by themselves, and I would like to be like, hey, would you mind doing a stream where you help me get into Apex Legends? I think that would be fun, and I think it would be the only real way I could make a stream of that super interesting. But you know, that's dependent on a lot of things. If I feel like doing it, being the top of that list. Yeah. I mean, keep it hush hush, because he could be scared away at any moment like a deer. But I know Viz likes Apex Legends, and honestly, Viz is a streamer who I think is really great and don't get to stop into as much. So if I could, in some time when I'm back and have time in my schedule, shoot him a message. Be like, hey, I was wondering, blah, 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 blah. But we'll see. I love how, talk about Penny Snap you about the Star stream. Let's bring it back real quick. Because one of her videos, she mentions that fucking, for one of the fan dubs, the Shadow the Hedgehog fan dub, she wanted Jerma, who is not a streamer I know anything about outside of the memes. She wanted him to do the voice of Satan. And she was like, we could not get that to happen. Like, you know, scheduling conflicts and stuff. But that's very funny. Listen, collabs are fun. I mean, I'm always a little nervous. I don't know. At the end of the day, I was literally just thinking about this. Because, you know, I have roommates and everything right now. But I do not... Social things are not my forte. And fucking... I would prefer... I don't want people reading anything into, like... If I shoot someone a message, I don't need them to, like, overanalyze it and be like, well, what are they think? What do they mean? But like, I'm literally... I know very little about that, about the well, I only know so much about the former, but I mean, on a surface level, that could probably work, Pig. Me and Pig have ongoing conversation about this stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I don't need anyone reading too deep into basically anything I do outside of my carefully considered and produced, like, comics and stuff. The stuff I spend a lot of time working on to make sure are halfway decent. I believe that is Pig's point. Yes, Jews. But you know, like, people can just be straight up with me. If I reach out for a collab and they're just like, no, I don't think we'd be good, and also we don't really talk, then that's fine. Just say that. You know? That is honestly what I do. If you reach out for a collab and I say no, I am 100% honest about why I am saying no. I mean it. I I'm not pulling the. There's no social fucking Queen's Gambit here. There's no underlying message or tone. I am being an open book about my intentions and about what I mean. For love of God, please. Then you have money. I don't know, Pig. Pig, let me be an open book about this. I would feel weird about that because we are good friends, and as much as I would like success, I also feel weird about taking money from my friends. And wondering if I even earned that money, or if they could have used it for something else. See, I was honest about that. I didn't even do a bit there. I just honestly told Pig what I was thinking. An actual air horn over... what was the thing? No. Well, Juice, my problem with that is, while I would love to do some kind of getting over it stream where you punish me each time I fail, air horn specifically would probably go very badly as I have different sensory issues, and at some point it would stop being funny if it was ever funny at all to begin with, and I would actually just get pretty fucking mad at you. Largely involuntarily. It would be like it would be my fucking... I mean, here's the thing. I do actually really like the idea of Juice doing some kind of thing where we're on a Discord call and they punish me each time I fail at a task, but that specific punishment is not good. I do feel like there's some kind of like online over the phone content Juice could do that would be something I don't like. But wouldn't, damage our friendship. I would prefer, like, yes, it should, ideally with that kind of content, it should like annoy me and be a punishment. But it shouldn't make me get like I don't want it to make me involuntarily mad at the person who is doing it, because that would make me deeply concerned. Because then I would be mad and sad. I'd be mad and sad as well. Because first would be the anger with the thing that's fucking happening. And then would come the sadness with the fact that I accidentally got mad at a friend. So. Juice. Okay, wait. Juice. Yes. Okay. So wait, no. This is what I was saying about. Juice does know about this kind of stuff. So here's what's happened. Fucking every time I fall in the getting over it stream, Juice is on microphone and they start reading not like I can show Juice the kind of fanfic I mean, but like a very weird fanfic they come across. And maybe what it is that Juice will keep reading until they get to the end of that certain fanfic, or until I make it up to where I was again. That would be fun. That's good. Because I would be desperate to try and keep stream from devolving into a nightmare hellscape. That would be funny. I think, okay, so how about this? Because, again, I want to play to algorithm a bit when I get back. Okay, yeah, I love that we've come up with this on stream. So how about this? When I get back to Jersey and I'm able to do regular streams again, I will have the progress bar I was talking about to a payout on screen. And when we fill it up, the first long stream I do will be getting over it fanfic hell. Getting over fanfics. That's what it will be called. How does everyone like this idea? And I will also compensate Juice for their time, because they are helping me with this, so they will deserve compensation. This is legitimately the funniest fucking thing I have. This is the funniest stream. I had just thought of the Sekiro Centipede bit, and this is already infinitely funnier than that. Juice, if you want to get in on this, please feel free. It'll be red, and it will be a special surprise. Yeah. Okay, Juice. Here's you can sneak in a few famous ones, like ones people make fun of already online. I want one of the ones that I will not be expecting to be red to be Obama with the Chaos Emeralds. At one point during the stream, I want you to be reading fanfic over Mike. And in your best Obama impression, you say, "Oh, you mean the Chaos Emeralds?" That's from a fanfic. Obama talking about the Chaos Emeralds is from a Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction. Yes, hold on. Okay. Juice, but let me ask you, legit, are you on board for this? Are you on board for this nightmare of a stream? No, absolutely. Okay. And like I said, and there is no argument on this, Juice. Since I am in part using it for personal funds, you get a cut of those personal funds. But it will be hilarious. It'll be absolutely amazing. I will be before you make your before you make your collection though, I'm gonna give you some rules because we can't have some fanfics are not okay in the head, and we can't have like, you know, I imagine you will still be able to work in the guidelines I give you to really bust my chops. Oh, I do think Little Sonics will be okay. It'll be great. It won't be great. But they read that on Game Grumps, so it'll probably be fine. Like I said, I will give you some guidelines, but as far as I understand, a lot of Little Sonics will be fine. That's Louisa. That's a fun Louisa. I'm planning to color this. Probably not on this stream today, but at some point. So I hate that we've. I should make fucking. I do mean to make like videos and clips out of my different streams. Granted, the streams I've been able to do while here haven't been great for that. But this stream and this moment where we came up with this awful idea, this will be good for some clips. I love how, like, yeah, there's like, I love that there's, this is actually the best possible fucking time for me to have like not a lot of viewers today, because what this will mean is that a lot of people will be blindsided by this concept when we launch it and when it comes to fruition. having not been present at the stream where it was conceived. And conceived is an awful, awful word with this. Or so help me, I will find you. Yeah. Pig and Riku, and I think Oak, if they're still lurking. Be cool. Don't tell anyone about this idea until I'm able to get back to Jersey. The only time I'll speak of it again is when I launch the bar, and I will tell people. Well, no, I'll say we'll do a curse getting over it stream, and that's it. Like that, I'll be like, we'll do a curse getting over it stream, and Juice will be there. Whatever else happens. No, Pig. Pig, Juice will ban you in your own stream. Don't try them. You will never bean in Dark Souls again. So help Juice. Yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm saying with like wanting to dedicate a bit more to stream when I get back. Because, like, I've definitely had times where I've been like, I need to buckle down and I really want to make streaming happen as, like, a thing for me in my life. But, I think this is going to be the first time where I really try and game the system a bit more to, you know, try and get out there. I mean, heck. Pig, are you at, like, 400 followers or something by now? A lot of my friends are, like, you know, they have accomplished stuff. And I can only hope to follow in their footsteps. So. Gummy is innocent. Yeah. I do want to be clear. It is out of admiration. I'm not jealous. I mean, the fact I'm able to be with my friends as they do this stuff is already cool in of itself. Fucking Chen reached 1,000 followers. So like, legitimately, I'm just like, my friends are able to do this. I want to be able to do this. My friends are cool. I want to be cool. That's fucking neat. It is, especially since Chen is so cool. Chen is amazing. So he definitely deserves a following like that. Whether or not he ever wants to do streaming as like a full-time thing or not, always up to him. But the more people he's able to reach and be a nice person and realize how nice of a person he is just perfect. Chen is perfect cell. He's absorbed 2 androids into his Corgussi. And now he is perfect. Maybe Pig can enlighten me on this. Did Cell need the androids specifically? Like, did the androids have parts, like mechanical parts Cell needed? Or were they just the biggest source of energy? And thus it's like, well, if I absorb the androids, I'll just jump ahead. There's probably a wiki article about it, but I care not to read. Gotcha. Okay. I thought that's what I thought, but I was also like, it could be a case of like, you know, Cell could go around absorbing every human on Earth, and it still wouldn't be enough power to evolve him, and thus the androids are the biggest source of power in the world. Let him evolve. Okay. So it's a bit of column A, column B. It is that they had great sources of power, but it's also that there was a mechanical part specifically needed for his evolution. Understood. Because eventually, that's how Cell eventually surpasses Piccolo. Cell shows up, Piccolo gets an upgrade and he whoops Cell's ass. But then Cell goes around absorbing like 7 cities worth of people. And Piccolo's like, fuck. But then against the will of God in Japan, Ten Shinhan gets a fucking cool moment after that. So can't be too sad. Piccolo has good moments. Krillin is the character who is always moving the plot along for the most part. And Piccolo is the character who could actually compete with the Saiyans. Oh, for sure. Well, Trunks is great. What was the thing? I always think about this. Vegeta is ruthless. Goku is merciful, and Trunks gets the fucking job done. Because you could argue that Trunks gets, like, slapped around a bit for the rest of the Cell Saga. Except for, of course, when he fights Cell the first time and really going to town trying to keep shit from happening. My poor boy. But, like, he kills Frieza, he kills the androids, he kills Cell, he kills Majin Buu, technically. Like, Trunks is neither his father nor is he Goku. He is the middle ground, where he is like, he was like, don't fuck with me! I have the power of Saiyans and God on my side. Ha! Ha! I was just thinking, I was like, should I have a Dragon Ball alert? And I was like, what number will it be? And then I was like, oh, I already have the One Piece alert. So we'll just leave it. I gotta work more on. I did get the. It's coming to Patreon on Monday, but I did get the one, like, eye pop a gag done, and that's half. That's gonna be half of the joke. In that cartoon, not like half of the jokes in the entire cartoon. Hopefully, if people like it. But it's half of the eye popping animation because we've been working on that, and what it's gonna be like is. Walt and Willie see a ship, their eyes pop and say, payday. But then they realize it's a pirate ship. And my plan for that is that the, like, eyes are gonna, like, shatter. And underneath of payday, it'll say, we're screwed. I thought of that bit and I was like, I like it. I know I've done that bit before, but I like it. So, very excited to keep working on it. I do very much enjoy my cartoons. I have special stuff planned for the treasure in the Wallop Bros cartoons. And that's going to be fun to, like, design, really. The first big treasure they go after is going to have a kind of simpler design. But it in and of itself has kind of inspired me to be like, what other things can I play with? So it has a soft spot in my heart, even if it is simpler compared to the later story arcs. And again, all I can hope for, besides like a good showing at a film festival when the first handful of shorts are done with the Wallop Bros, is that they do well on YouTube. That's what I was saying, right? So my friends are like, Cahill, you gotta, like, be okay taking people's money. And I was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't want your money. I would like things to get traction on public spaces and the internet. You know what I mean? Give me your time instead. It's more valuable. No. Money helps me live. That's the thought behind the progress bar, you know? Is that I'd like to be able to support myself to a small degree at least. And as such, you know, any support that can be given on stream is greatly appreciated. But if I'm able to ask for something specifically, it would be growth. Because I'm not going to assume everyone's like better off than me, blah, 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 blah. And we were just talking about how cool it is that like one of my good friends, Chen, has like a community, like this big community and stuff. And I always think that's a grander goal than the short-term profit. And again, I touched on the fact that I have a hard time at this point thinking of adequate, you know, ways to express gratitude for the financial support with like special events and everything. So with that in mind, it's definitely easier to be like, hey guys, like a comment and subscribe. Don't like the video. Don't comment on the video. Don't share it. Don't fucking touch the like button. Don't go anywhere near the like button. That's from Sungwon Pro ZD. I realized that, minor spoiler, apparently Aaron Hansen voices a character in the Owl House finale. And I did not realize that when I watched the Owl House finale. And and he's voicing other characters at the moment as well. Like he has other voice roles coming up, and just good for him. I wish Aaron nothing but success. If there is one particular person I could point to filling my head with dreams that I could succeed in my ambitions through online practices, it would be Aaron Hansen, who's done some incredible stuff by growing his influence online. A cool guy, if you will. He's the cool guy. He's the one who wins. This one. Man, can I just talk about this real quick? I feel so bad for Halle Berry. Halle Berry is no doubt and probably will be the best thing about the Little Mermaid remake. Everything else looks so bad. I have no desire to see that. I would consider doing art of her as Ariel if I didn't feel like it would end up being like, oh, you like the film? No. No. Oh, no. They've just been releasing looks at like Sebastian and Flounder, and it's like, oh, sweet Christ. But I feel like my stance on remakes of animated movies. I was gonna say animated remakes, but A, I don't think Hollywood thinks that's a thing, and B, I'm not saying remakes as in live action movies animated. Isn't there the Animatrix? But that's not the same movie. It's a different movie, just animated. Anyway, yeah, so wild. I saw someone trying to defend the Flounder in the new film. They're like, well, they had to make it somewhat realistic, and I was like, I don't. You're missing the point so hard. They didn't really have to make it at all. That's the point. That's the point for any Disney remake. They don't have to make them. Period. They definitely don't have to do this. Hey, buddy. You think this is funny? In a cosmic sort of way, yes. Well, Mr. Funny Man, take a look at this. What? It's just an ordinary... Oh my goodness! Squidward! Me looking at any and all redesigns for Disney remakes. If anyone could, honest to God, tell me what Lumiere looked like in the Beauty and the Beast remake, I'd give you a small clap. Because I'll tell you one thing, it was not like what he looked like in the original. It was worse. It was the epitome of like over design, honestly. Also, yeah, they also released news that the new movie will come in at like 76 minutes over the original, and I'm like, and in my head I'm just like, I'm sure that will be well used time. I'm sure any scenes that take up that time will surely be necessary, and not to more or less just pad out the length of the movie. But we'll see. It's all just very wild, to be honest. But but fine, whatever. I can't stop them, so I'm just kind of over it. Like, good if they cast good people in the movies and stuff like that, but I'd also just like the movies to be a bit better. I've said before, I don't know if on stream, but at least in real life, that I think that's why I've ended up getting sucked so much more into games and like cinema and stuff. Because I feel like there's always a good game coming out. But meanwhile, with movies, like a good amount of movies in theater, in your typical theater at any point, can be pretty dang bad. But you know, then you get those good movies, and that makes it all worth it. Those are a good time. Maybe I should just focus on Cad Curry's face. And then, honestly, I think I'll just save it for later. I'll work on this. What was I thinking of? Well, I do have a commission to do for Good Friend. But I will continue working on this on my own time, and maybe in a stream in the near future. We'll see how both commissions and what's it called, and comics and cartoons are going. So let's see. We do have 5 viewers. Who should we raid? Who should we spread some love and support to? Hermst. Ugh. I apologize. I've had a bit of a sniffly nose. I wish sniffles would stop. Please. Oh my goodness. It's Tria. Wait, is Tria streaming on their B-Day? Also, hi. I'm so sorry, Nerf. Nerf, I'm sorry. I got done as you came in. It is Tria's birthday. Well, we have to raid Tria. So we shall raid Tria for birthday. And we shall wish Tria happy birthday. But yeah. I appreciate y'all coming by. Well, I appreciate the lurk even more. But yeah, we'll be back for a much longer stream on what was I thinking of? On Thursday with more Sekiro, and hopefully that will go better than last time. Last time wasn't too bad. We just hit a wall with that guardian ape. So hopefully we'll blow past that wall in the coming future. And it'll be all good. But yeah, I'll see y'all then. Have a great day. See you later.